Hello everybody and welcome back. Okay, I just wanted to make another quick video today about this, what just happened. Well, this just happened in the AnyNode community live stream, and we put this together sort of through conversation just about messing around with normal maps. So we got on the concept of normal maps because I really like ray tracing, and we were trying to think of ways to get like AnyNode to make us different types of normal maps that we don't normally have access to. And so we asked it to code us up a normal map, and that's this right here. So this is the output from that, and you can look over here at this image. And here we've got, all these great, wonderful people. And this is, you might have noticed that this is like a very detailed image, but it's very flat. It doesn't have any depth to it. And then one of the other members mentioned that there are already two different normal map, well, at least two that I have. There's two different normal map control net processors that output images. Preprocessors, and there's BAE, and BAE is, oh, sorry. Yeah. This is BAE, and this one is Midas. Okay, so Midas is set up for something different than BAE is, just slightly. And BAE has like a couple of settings, and so does Midas. They've got like resolution setting. I turned the resolution higher on this one, but you can turn it up and down. Okay, so that's all pretty interesting. This was the input for the normal map here for AnyNode. Output a normal map image from the first input. The second input is depth, and I was using just a float, right? But I was trying to do negative depth, like, because we were using other images. So there's like grass. Let's see how this turns out. Okay. So, all right, we noticed that this one has this like flat effect, but it gets all the details. You can see the water droplets on the grass. This one over here gets the overall three-dimensional aspect of it. So we decided to do something like fixing. So first off, I can change this. I can change this to 2, and then that will make a function that just outputs 2. And that will make my normal map more hard. So I could even turn this up to 10. Oh, output 10. And then you can see it's like, it gets really intense, right? Okay, so then we were like, all right, well, what happens if we mix these two images? So that's the other one. We take the BAE and we take the normal map that AnyNode generated, and then we combine those together in just a mix node, mix the images. It's a really hard prompt. And this is what we get. We get the detail that we were looking for. But you might have noticed that it is now slightly different colors than it used to be. Now, this doesn't always happen the same way. Like this actually looks roughly the same. There's some, well, yeah, it looks the same. Oh, that was inversed. Inverse the depth. So, okay, what this is right here is an attempt to ray trace the normal map onto the flat surface with a light source. So the combined normal map. But I'm just asking it to inverse it because I realize the grass is like, it looks upside down or something like this. So now it's generating that. Oh. Okay, didn't like that. This takes us to something that I wanted to mention to everybody. Okay, so you might end up in a situation like this, where you've reached this like dead end. So what I can do is I can just hit Control-Z. Oh, all right, or not. I can just get rid of everything that I just added. So I leave it back as how it was before. And if I hit QPrompt again, it's going to use my function registry. Oh, it should have used my function registry. Okay. Geez, right. That's no fun. Okay, maybe it was here. Without the period. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, so this is how the function registry works. If you have an input, now this will recall my same function. I don't have to use the, it doesn't have to use the LLM to generate the function. You see how that just happened really quick? It didn't actually have to write anything. Why? Because it's stored in the function registry under this exact prompt. So if I added the period, it would be a different function, right? And also because of iterative prompting, the iterative coding, then what happens is like the next thing that you're doing is actually acting on the last function and doing changes on the last function to get the new function. So with the function registry, we can now recall functions, and you can even package the function registry into a package with your workflow, and then have a person put that in output AnyNode, and they will be able to reuse your function without having to get the LLM to generate it or trying to go through the messy sort of deal. Okay, so one sec. I noticed something about this. One of the, well, okay, hold on. Well, okay, right. Let's just try something else, just to see how this goes. There we go. Okay, so here's our people again. And that's turned up really high. Yeah, there is something interesting, like uncanny about this. If I turn this down, like I could take this and I could say output -5 or run that, and let's see what happens. So now the facial features and all that other stuff that actually gets done from the first, that actually like gets preserved from the first normal map. I mean, you could even see that. Those are inverted, but the clay rendering part is not. So, so let me just change this back to like 3 or something like this. Obviously, it doesn't take GPT long to write a function that outputs 3. Okay, so we're back to like sort of where we started from. I was messing with some other stuff, like with pebbles and stuff like that, because I heard pebbles was really hard to make normal maps of. But with this sort of like combined normal map that takes one of the existing, that takes BAE, and then it takes this other, well, it's using Torch to like basically make this normal map. So, yeah. This flat normal map mixed with the blobby undetailed one, and we get a normal map that has details and is not flat. And then we color correct that, right? Because if you look at the coloring here, the coloring is not the same when you mix the two images. So how does this one get made? This one goes color match the second image to the first image, bam. And how does it do it? It probably uses histograms or something. I don't know. I just ask it to color match the second image to the first image. And it's really important that you sort of know what you're talking about. Like this one, for instance, make a desaturated clay render. I didn't know what that was. A guy who is a graphics designer and also does like fluid design and motion design and all this other stuff with 3D and Blender. He knew exactly the words to use here. And this is kind of interesting because just like with LLMs, when you're talking to them in text, well, not when you're talking to them in text, but just like in Stable Diffusion, when you're generating an image, the more you know about the domain of like the thing that you're trying to generate, the better the image you will get. And just like with functions, when you're generating a function, the more that you know about what you want and the more details that you can have, but be as concise as possible. So instead of, like, I was gonna say this whole long thing about blah, 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 and you know what, I end up just like sort of confusing the little tiny AI developer inside of AnyNode. And when I just said make a desaturated clay render from the first image, done. And it actually looks super weird, but let's try and change the lighting. So technically, where's the lighting? Make the lighting come from the left, right? So this should, now it's going to take a second to actually edit our function. And we ended up with black again. Okay, so, right, it is not perfect. And you will have to iterate to get what you want or to get what you desire. This was something that we were just messing with, sort of like seeing what AnyNode can do. And, you know, you can use it as an integer input or as a float input. You know, I could say output pi, right? And that's what it's going to output. So pi is only a little bit more off than 3, right? But yeah, so we gave these little blobs faces. That was our whole video. Anyway, you guys have a good time. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Please like and subscribe. Please come join our Discord community. We are waiting for you. I will put the links below. I will also share this workflow. I might put it up on Civet AI or something like this. You know, check out the channel. Come check out our other projects and stuff too. We got like image rag stuff going on. We got, we're messing around with all the AI stuff. So, yeah, I will catch you later, and thanks for watching.